The world of working has changed a lot in 2020. And of course, work from home has a lot of benefits, but if you're a junior designer or a junior developer, you need to be aware of a couple of things, because there are some things in working from home that can actually slow down your progress and are not going to be right for you. Want to know what they are? Let's dive in. 2020 was likely the worst year in recent history, but it brought in some positive changes as well. And one of these changes is working from home. And obviously it has a lot of benefits. The main benefit that I can think of is commuting. Because if you don't have to commute, you don't spend the time in traffic or in public transport. So you get to work a lot faster and you're not really a part of the daily grind that's portrayed in many movies. So that coffee-fueled frenzy of getting to work in the morning is not a thing anymore, and this is great. It might actually become a meme at some point. Another thing is that you have more time in the morning, so you can actually sleep a little bit longer, and this is very important because you need at least 7 hours of sleep, and preferably more than 7, between 7 and 9, to actually be the most productive and also the most healthy. So it's really good for you basically to sleep a little bit longer, and working from home is allowing that to happen, which is a great benefit. But what it all leads to is you having a little bit more time in your day. And this is important, especially if you're young and you're still not exactly sure what you want to do. It's good to have that time for yourself to figure that out. Back in 2009, when I worked at an agency, I actually asked them to give me Fridays off at reduced pay, so I was getting less money, but I had one more day in the week that I could explore my passions and explore my projects, basically. So sure, I was getting very low wages, but I had the time to figure things out and actually to kind of forge a path forward for my life. And of course right now it goes towards more of an approach of like a 4-day work week where you still get paid for the Fridays, but well, I wasn't so lucky back then. Okay, let's answer the first question. Does working from home actually work? Many large companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft or Facebook implemented working from home last year. But apparently some numbers are in and they're not that great. It seems that productivity has decreased a little bit, so those companies are right now considering a hybrid approach. And by hybrid, I mean you come to the office a couple days a week and then you work from home for the rest of the week. Apple even specified those days to be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, which is understandable because Monday and Tuesday you need a lot of catching up to do after the weekend, and then Thursday prepares you for Friday, which is a good idea. Those decisions actually are pretty problematic for those companies because people got so used to working from home, working in their underwear, that they don't really want to return to the office and they're openly protesting it. So who's right here? I believe working from home or while traveling, that nomad lifestyle, is going to be the future of work for people who work on their computers, but this future is not just here yet. Of course, as a concept, it's overwhelmingly good, but it does have some problems. I already mentioned productivity, and this is a big problem because businesses are not charities, so they're not gonna keep you as the employee if your productivity decreases a lot. And it seems that many people working from home had actually decreased their productivity. So yeah, businesses need to make money, otherwise they don't need to employ people. They employ people to make more money, and that money is necessary to pay those people and actually to have the growth for the business. So this is how it works. There might be a universal basic income at some point, which I think is a pretty good idea for most people. But for now, you need to be productive for your company to actually want to employ you. That's simple. So how can you counteract this? Well, if you're working from home, try to be as productive as you can. So what you want is your productivity level to be either the same or even higher than when you were at the office. Then when the company decides to bring most people back into the office, you'll have a good case to argue against going back because you were more productive working from home. And I know it's not easy. If you're working from home, you get a lot of potential distractions, and the blending of life and work altogether can be actually limiting to your productivity. But if you prefer working from home, You need to be focused on actually getting stuff done. Okay, let's talk about collaboration. I think collaboration is very misunderstood because we all have those nice online tools right now, but Zoom meetings are one of the worst possible things for collaboration because most people just doze off on mute, and it doesn't really provide anything to the company. It doesn't even provide anything to you. You're just wasting your time. And in design, the collaboration tools are really good for feedbacking, and I actually prefer this way to meetings or calls. But if you're brainstorming a new idea, I think it's always best to have real-world meetings because there's a lot more chemistry between people and there's a lot more actually brainstorming going on that way. And of course, there are exceptions to this, but I believe that people who mostly work solo are going to be a lot better off while working from home. So if your work is not really depending on other people to be complete, you're gonna be just fine working from home. But if you're a team player, I think that at least a hybrid approach is probably gonna be a better thing for you. And that leads me to some teams not really being able to work from home. If you're working on hardware or marketing, it's really good if you do have those in-person meetings from time to time and not Zoom calls. They're just really the worst. And there's also focus, because some people simply can't focus at home. They have too many distractions or they feel that their home is not really a workplace, so they treat it differently. And there are people who work better while coming to the office, and they should have a chance to do that if they want to. Because if you can't focus at home, both your productivity will decrease, but also your happiness or your quality of life will decrease, because you'll be merging home and work all the time with being unfocused all the time as well. Okay, let's talk junior designers and junior developers. You probably noticed that there aren't really that many job postings for juniors anymore. And this is partially due to working from home as well, because companies don't really want to risk a person that's fully remote, that's untrained and really not yet ready to tackle projects on their own. So there's a lot of mid-level or senior roles out there, and if you're a junior, I believe that you should not look for remote roles. You need to be where the action is. You need to be at the company. You need to learn a lot first. So for at least 1 or 2 years when you're just starting out, you can't really work remote. Sorry to say that. I know you want to work remotely, but really, at this point, you need to learn as quickly as possible, and remotely is not really gonna be that fast for you. And chances of getting a remote junior role are pretty slim anyway, so don't really push for it because the company might push back and simply not hire you. And I know it's gonna be fun working from home eventually, but give it some time. Work at the office first and, gain your ranks, gain your skills. And if you're confident with what you do, and if you're, most of all, because I think that's the most important part, to be self-sufficient. To not being babysit by a manager or somebody above you all the time, but to be just assigned something and do it. And if you're ready to do it this way, then you're gonna be ready for working from home. But as a junior, you need guidance all the time. So that guidance going over a Zoom call or in an email is not gonna be able to help you progress fast. Working from home is a nice future, is a really good future for all the people who can work on a computer. But if you're a junior designer or a junior developer, don't push for it just yet. You need to learn a lot, you need to be ready to work from home. Learn first, grow your confidence, and then work from home. You'll simply grow a lot faster that way. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about working from home in the comments down below, and as usual, if you liked the video, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, there's more videos coming, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers and have a great day.